everyone, and welcome. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this public announcement. It's part of Greenpeace Isle of Wight campaign calling on the Isle of Wight Council to stop island roads from routinely spraying glyphosate 3 times a year throughout our towns and villages. Our bees Why do bees matter? You might wonder why bees matter. Well, a third of UK bees population has disappeared in the last 10 years. Bees may be small, but their role in our world is enormous. They pollinate many of our fruits and vegetables and nuts and wild plants that feed and sustain wildlife. When bees struggle, our food system and natural landscape struggles with them. Environmental scientists often describe bees as the canary in the mine of the wider ecosystem because bees are highly sensitive to pesticides, habitat loss, the climate emergency, and their decline is an early warning sign of broader environmental damage.
What's it actually spraying?
The threats facing bees. Our bees face a growing combination of man-made threats, including habitat loss, disease, the climate emergency, and exposure to pesticides and herbicides. One chemical at the centre of public concern is glyphosate. The active ingredient is many weed killers, and the product used by island roads when sprayed on streets and quad bikes. Island Road Statue describes glyphosate as a simple tool for controlling weeds and states that it does not harm bees. They cite research from 2014. However, more recent research shows that glyphosate can harm bees. It disturbs their digestive system, it weakens their immunity, it reduces their resilience to disease, and affects their navigation and breeding success. Their hives are becoming depleted. Also, glyphosate removes wildflowers and other flowering plants that provide bees with food throughout the year.
Food.
The wider impact of wildlife. Glyphosate does not just affect bees alone. It impacts on our whole ecosystem. When insect populations decline, the effects ripple through the whole ecosystem. Insects are crucial for food and a source for many birds, especially during the breeding season, when chicks need high protein to survive and grow. The UK has lost millions of birds over the recent decade. Habitat loss, climate emergency, and the removal of hedgerows all play a role. But pesticides has worsened the problem by reducing the insect populations that birds depend on. Glyphosate residue enters our soil, affects plants, insects, amphibians, and other wildlife, and the runoff into our drain further pollutes the rivers and seas. concern. Let's be clear, glyphosate is poison. It's designed to kill unwanted plants, not to target only specific weeds. Concerns increase when it's applied broadly across streets and pavements, including areas where there may be no little or visible weed growth. In 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, part of the World Health Organization, classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogenic to humans, and more recent studies have drawn links with neurological diseases such as Parkinson's. This is why we are campaigning for residents to be fully informed and precautionary controls to be taken seriously. Many EU countries have banned or restricted the use of glyphosate in urban areas, so why can't we? Removing glyphosate from our streets, or at least significantly reducing it, its use will help protect public health, reduce avoidable exposure and support everyone's right to feel safe in their local environment. Also, clear warning for pet owners. Pet owners also need clear warning. Island Road advised that pets should not come into contact with freshly sprayed areas until the spray has dried. They acknowledge that exposure may cause such effects as vomiting or diarrhea. However, the official guideline is sprayed areas to keep away from for 24 to 72 hours. Yet without visible signs or advance public notice, dog walkers and other residents have no reliable way of knowing which areas have been sprayed. Protecting bees means protecting a web of life that supports us all. As individuals and a community, we can create pollinated-friendly gardens with green spaces. We can protect hedgerows and wildflower habitats. But importantly, as individuals, we can write to Island Roads, we can write to the Isle of Wight Council and our MPs, asking them to reduce and end the use of glyphosate. And we as Greenpeace have a petition backed by Chris Packham, which is online. Please sign that. Public health and the environment are inseparable. When insects disappear, fields become poorer, birds lose their vital food source, and the natural system we rely on begins to weaken. We are not separate from nature, we are part of it. What are we asking for? At a minimum, Island Road should be told that we want to know when spraying will happen, where it will take place, what product is being used, and what precautions are recommended. Better still, Island Road should move away from routinely spraying chemicals and opt for more safer and more targeted alternatives, which are already available in the UK. There are 50 local councils that are entirely pesticide-free in their public spaces, and over 100 councils that are taking significant steps or have committed to phasing out chemicals like glyphosate. So what's the alternative? Do we allow the next generation to wake up to a silent spring? That's not the future we want or should accept. Thank you so much for your time to listen to this. Please join us and lend your voice as we march to County Hall and let the council know we want a safe, healthy island for every being.